Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. So I woke up this morning, I was so happy and I was so relaxed and I was so happy to be living out in the country, and I looked out my window and you saw the first thing I saw. There was a literal party going on in my backyard. There were 2 ground squirrels and 2 bunnies, and they were just happily munching away on all the weeds that I have back here. So I had planned to have a nice relaxing day in the air conditioning, setting up my Dig Plant Water Repeat office. Those plans got scrapped and I decided I had to get back out here and I had to, start weeding, start making this whole area a little bit less hospitable for all these critters because I'm planning to plant some plants pretty soon. So I got to make it less hospitable. I did purchase some bunny repellent, rabbit repellent. It's coming Amazon same day delivery, so it's coming hopefully soon. So when it gets here, I'll show you all. A couple of you recommended, I think it's called Liquid Fence. A couple of you recommended that in the comment section and said that it really, really helps. So I know it's not going to do everything. Like, I'm not expecting any miracles, but I feel like if I can just start doing these things, there are fields, ag fields, other farms all around here that the bunnies can go to. And so if I make my property at least a little bit less hospitable, I feel like that they will not be as inclined to hang out here. Now the ground squirrels, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. I looked up this morning, this is way in the future. I looked up this morning, what type of dog is the best for chasing away ground squirrels and bunnies, and they did say a golden retriever, so which is kind of what we were thinking about anyway. Not going to happen for a long time, but that might be another thing that we use to keep away the critters, at least in this property, is maybe get a puppy or something like that. Way down the line. So I'm just kind of letting you guys know what my plans are. So anyway, I got about 3/4 of the backyard weeded. I still have to do more, but I just had to take a break. But I wanted to show you all my plans for the backyard. So what I am planning to do in this property is I am planning to do the no dig method. And for those of you, I feel like a lot of people have heard what the no dig method is, but basically it is a way of making garden beds or flower beds where you don't actually till the soil. And that's one of the things I learned in Master Gardeners is tilling is really not great for the soil. It messes up the soil structure, it messes up all the microbes, and it turns up all the weed seeds, so you actually get more weeds in the long run. Now, I still will till. I still will till areas that I need to, that I can't plant in or that I can't prepare in a no-dig garden bed. But I do know the drawbacks of tilling, and if I can get away from tilling, I'm gonna try and get away from tilling. And just because we've moved in here, I have an insane amount of cardboard going on just over here, an insane amount of cardboard, really so much. So I am in a perfect position to set myself up for no dig garden beds right now. So what no dig garden beds are is it's a process where the way to prepare a soil is to actually not prepare the soil. So you don't touch the native soil at all. You take away the big weeds like you saw me do. And then what you do is you put a barrier, basically a weed barrier, but it has to be a weed barrier that can disintegrate. So it can either be 6 layers of newspaper or it can be a layer of cardboard. And so that's what I'm gonna use, is I'm gonna use a layer of cardboard. And then on top of the cardboard, you put about 6 inches of compost, and that's what you plant into, is the 6 inches of compost. And what they say, if you're going to do garden beds like these, you do want to have something to kind of hold your garden beds in place so that the compost doesn't kind of spill out everywhere. And there is one way to do it where you can put mulch. You can basically pack mulch in to hold the compost into the area, the garden beds that you want. But I actually found these metal garden beds on Amazon that were 12 by 4, which is exactly the size that I wanted to do. So 12 feet by 4 feet wide. And they were metal and they were not expensive at all. And so if you have wood like fence posts or 2x4s kind of lying around, that would work too. You want to at least have the barrier around the compost for about 6 months to hold it in place. And then you can take those barriers off. But because I found these metal garden beds that were cheap, I just decided to bite the bullet and get them. And so I bought 8 of them. That's gonna go in this position. I'm gonna have 4 feet, each square is a foot. So I'm gonna have 4 feet like across right here, and then the dotted line is where I'm gonna put the cardboard, and then this is gonna be something in the center like my bird fountain or like a trellis that I can grow something pretty on, or an obelisk excuse me, an obelisk or something like that. And so each of the 8 metal garden beds are 4 by 12, and that is going to go right out there where I was just weeding. So I thought today would be a good day, since I've weeded most of it back there, scrape away all the mulch that the previous owners have put on, and then actually put the cardboard on there as a weed barrier and kind of wet it down and have that start to be the weed barrier. And then later on this week, I can put together the metal garden beds. I have them, they're in the metal workshop right now. They're ready to go. And then I just need to order some compost. And so that's gonna be my plan for this week, to see if I can get this done. Again, I don't think I can get it done in a day or two. So just be prepared that it's probably gonna be over all 5 videos this week, but my goal is to get it at least finished this week. And then hopefully Raul will have the irrigation finished by the end of the week, so that we can hook the garden beds up to irrigation. Anyway, that is my plan. I'm gonna be taking breaks throughout the day just to stay cool. But I'm gonna start right now with finishing weeding and then raking away all of the mulch. All right, let's go. Hours later. It's actually a lot of hours later. I think it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. You can see the sun is setting behind me. I was working out here until like 11:30 this afternoon, and that's when it started heating up, and I could feel myself getting seriously overheated, really overheated. I started kind of getting a little lightheaded, and so I just dropped everything and I went inside to cool down. And then I spent the rest of the day inside. It was actually perfect because we did have our washer dryer delivered. We had to leave our old washer dryer at the old property because the new homeowners requested that in the contract, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I actually haven't had a washer dryer since last Sunday. So it's been almost a week without a washer dryer. So you can imagine the piles of dirty laundry I had to get through. So at least I was able to get started on that. Now it's about, I don't know, 6:30 and it's cooling down. And I've decided that I'm gonna have to only work out here in the mornings, at least for the next couple weeks while we're having all this heat, because it's just too hot. There's no shade trees, there's no vegetation to cool anything down, and I can feel myself keep getting overheated. So I just have to be really, really careful. I think I have to be more careful than I was when I lived in town, because this is just, to me, it just feels like more intense heat. I don't know if I'm just imagining that, but it definitely feels more intense. So anyway, I got a lot of the cardboard laid down. You can kind of see it right there. It is taking way more cardboard than I had planned. I still think I'm gonna have enough because we still have a bunch of cardboard boxes that we have to unpack, but I'm overlapping the cardboard. You can kind of see right there. So what they say for the no dig method is that you don't want to put the cardboard right next to each other because the weeds can grow through where they meet. So you actually want to layer the cardboard on each other, and that's what I've been doing. And I might be overdoing it just a little bit, but I figure I really don't want the weeds to come through, so I figure I'll keep doing that. So I have a couple more boxes to lay out, and then the rabbit repellent, the liquid fence, is that what it's called, was delivered. So let me show you all that, and that's my plan, is to start spreading that around, and then I will be able to see tomorrow if there's a party in my backyard again this morning, because pretty much every morning there's been that party in the backyard with the bunnies and the ground squirrels. So I'll be interested to see if the rabbit repellent works. Let me show you. So here's what I got done. You can see, you can't see, this blew over today, but I had marked out my area that I'm going to do. From here, there's the white obelisk that fell over there. And so this is the length that I'm gonna go, and then it goes all the way over to that white obelisk right there. So I probably have like 3 more rows I have to go through with this cardboard, but you can see how many boxes this took. It was crazy, but I did overlap them probably too much. I feel like I might be doing a little too excessively, wasting too much cardboard. I might spread it out. I don't know. So there's a couple more boxes that I can do. You can see I'm going to take it all the way over here, and that's going to give me a 2-foot wide border around all of the garden beds, the metal garden beds, so that I don't have any weeds growing up like right next to the garden beds. And hopefully I won't have any weeds at all, because hopefully I'll be able to manage them and deal with them. But at least this is my plan. Let me show you all the rabbit repellent. Okay, here's the liquid fence I was telling you all about. I ordered it just off of Amazon, and it was delivered, and I have a feeling I might be ordering it quite often. You're supposed to reapply this stuff every 3 to 4 weeks, and it does say it's harmless to plants and animals. So I was reading about it, and it just repels just based on scent. They don't actually have to eat it to be repelled. So I thought that would be good. And then, it's not going to harm any of the animals like the goats or the horse or anything like that. So what it says is it can actually protect vegetation up to 24 inches in height. Reapply every 3 to 4 weeks, and reapplication is recommended after excessive rainfall, which we really don't have to worry about. So my plan is I still want to do, I think I'm going to put up a bunny fence around here just to protect my veggies and my flowers or whatever I grow here, because these beds are going to be really, really low. I think I'm going to have some other garden beds that are going to be higher, so the bunnies won't be able to touch them, but these are going to be so low I'm going to have to put up some sort of fence. But like I was saying this morning, my goal for this is just to make this area a lot less hospitable for these animals, and just to see if I can slowly start pushing them away, because they have been having way too much fun in my backyard, and I have noticed that this past week that we've been living here. So right now I'm just going to lay out just these couple extra boxes. Maybe I'll spread those out a little bit more, and then I will go and I will sprinkle the liquid fence kind of all around. They say you can sprinkle it all around. I think I'm going to concentrate it around the fence just to keep the rabbits out, and I don't think it works on ground squirrels, but we will see tomorrow morning. All right, let's go. gosh, it smells so bad. It smells really, really bad. Oh, man. What you do to live out in the country, right? Okay. Knows if it's gonna work or not. It'll be a nice experiment and I will let you know. I used one whole tub around this whole back garden area, so I will be watching tomorrow morning to see to see what the bunnies do. I did want to mention I was planning to rake out all of this bark mulch from underneath my cardboard, but you can see what happened to my rake, and it was like the very first pull with the rake, it broke. So then I thought, oh, I gotta run to Home Depot to get a new rake. And then I was just thinking, why? The mulch is another weed barrier that the cardboard is doing. So why am I pulling back the mulch? I don't know what I was thinking. So I ended up just leaving the mulch down. I'm going to leave the mulch down, and I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be another weed barrier for the weeds underneath the garden beds, and this mulch will break down. This is natural, like shredded bark mulch. So anyway, it's been a day. It's been quite an interesting day. I keep feeling like I didn't get anything done today, but I got a ton of stuff done today. I got almost this whole area weeded back here, and then I even started in on my garden beds, which is huge. So if I can get those done this week, my goodness. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because it seems like everything's taking a little bit longer than I plan, of course, but I'm getting somewhere. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Anyway, I will let you all know tomorrow if I see bunnies in the morning. I'm going to be waking up super early to beat the heat. So I feel like if they're out here, I will see them. Everybody cross your fingers. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.